Who'd have thunk the Indianapolis Colts would be 5-1 after 6 games with Daniel Jones leading the way? This is us to every single person who says Daniel Jones isn't legit, right? All right, enough of that. How we all doing today? Today we will be covering the Colts win versus the Arizona Cardinals, 5-1. Little bit of a hype there in the beginning, but I do think that it's either the Colts or the Bucks that are the best team in the NFL right now, and I don't think there's a lot of competition there, to be real with you. But however, I mean the Colts had a not very good game on Sunday, yesterday. This being Victory Monday, after all. Sweet, sweet victory. Anyway, we did play kind of bad. A couple things we didn't do good. Daniel Jones had a bad pick there. Don't love to see it. Our defense really was not the best. So let's just first of all, we're gonna break down the Colts game before we get too far into it right there. We're gonna talk about the before game injuries. We're gonna talk about stats within the game. Just break the game down. Then we're gonna talk about Baker Mayfield, and then we will cover the top 5 stories in the NFL this week. All right. So let us start with the defense. All right. We had a undrafted free agent named Jonathan Edwards playing corner, and they picked him apart. Wasn't very good. Secondary is not very good. We were minus Mooney Ward. Mooney Ward. Yeah, that's his name. I was thinking I was saying his name wrong. Cam Bynum, the other one. Anyway, yeah, so we were down Mooney, and that really kind of hurt us. But even with him, our secondary is not a great, but it gets the job done. I think we can improve. Mekhi Blackman and Jonathan Edwards is they're both not bad. I mean, they're both rotational corners, but that's what they are. They're not starting cornerbacks, unfortunately, and we do have, but get some help in the secondary, and it's been helping. But I think in big games with really great teams, it probably will be a bit of an issue. um, we do have the best running back in the NFL, though, and I'm very confident when saying that. Most yards, most everything you would want from a running back. Jonathan Taylor is, I mean, barring an injury last year, he was doing so good. Like the injury bug has bit him a little bit over the last few years here, but last maybe couple. But man, he is absolutely special. Just running over people. I mean, without him, it would be pretty bad. Him and Tyler Warren have really been big helps to this offense, and having a quarterback who can accurately distribute him the football, them everyone on the field really helps. And I think Daniel Jones' decision making is another thing that I mean, and Shane talked a lot about consistency and decision making when he made the decision to go with Daniel Jones, but I kind of wasn't aware of exactly what all that meant. But I know that Daniel Jones shows up when he needs to. As so far at least. I mean, barring a 80 Mitchell fuck up, we would be 6-0. Just to be real honest with you, he did have a couple of bad throws. I think every quarterback is gonna have a couple of throws that don't go the best for them. But he did have one very bad one where he just tried to throw it over a guy and it didn't work. The guy just was better than him in that moment. Daniel Jones under pressure has been very good. We were all worried about him, but he's been one of the best in the league. Daniel Jones is top 5 currently in a bunch of stats. Let me get just a couple going for you here. He is top 5 in passing yards, QBR, and he's number 1 in those two in completion percentage. So he is absolutely playing as efficiently as you could want. Um, yeah, I mean Daniel Jones is Daniel Jones, JT. These guys are just crazy. I mean the collective of receivers we have from we got Alec Pierce back last week, and that was good. He made a couple of good key catches. Josh Downs is just unbelievable, to be honest with you. Might be the best receiver on our team. Michael Pittman, reliable. He's throwing the football, he catches it. And that's really good. I mean, I think we do need a couple more pieces on defense, like I was talking about. So listen to Daniel Jones and Coach Steichen talk after the game, and I wrote down a couple of things that they both talked about. So Daniel Jones is all about the team. He consistently mentions the team when they're like, "Oh, Daniel, you had a good day. You did this and this. 22 for 30." He's like, "Well, the team, did this, pick, caught the whatever, whoever did whatever." He's calling them out. He never takes any accountability, which is like nice and humble. But at a certain point, you do want your quarterback to be like, "No, I'm doing good at this. Like this is, I mean, I'm doing good at this at least. You'd like a little bit of acknowledgement, I guess." Um, and Daniel Jones also he'll admit his mistakes. When something bad goes wrong and you ask him about it, he'll say, "I did that wrong. I had the bad throw, whatever." But he won't do the opposite way, which I'm not really sure exactly. He'll just compliment the other person. He also said that JT was playing great, which we all kind of know. Um, so Coach Shane Steichen, the lines and notes I took from his, he said that Josh Downs is playing at a crazy level. He said JT is probably the best backer in the league. And then he explained why Riley Leonard and Anthony Richardson, or excuse me, why Riley Leonard was the backup instead of Anthony Richardson. And so in pregame warmups, Anthony Richardson snapped a exercise band, from what I understand, hit himself in the orbital bone, fractured that bone, and hurt himself. He had to go to the hospital. And to make that even more crazy, tight end Drew Ogletree and uh, who I just talked about a second ago, Mooney Ward, um, on the field together, a collision. So Ogletree's running, and they both are running, but it seems like Ward kind of stops a little bit. So he runs. He run into each other, but Ogletree still kind of stands there. And you see Mooney kind of just flat on his back, like just kind of out. Um, and so we were a little, and Coach Draken's talking about how he had to rally the troops before, kind of get them all together. I mean, AR might not be a great football player, but he's a great guy. And he kind of brings the morale of the locker room up, from what I understand and what they're saying. So I mean, that's a big asset. And the last thing that I took about that Coach Shane talked about was DJ puts in the work. Daniel Jones is a workhorse. I heard somebody on a podcast the other day, and I'm forgetting who it is right now off the top of my head. But he talked about how his time with the Giants, there was only one person in there before him, and it was Daniel Jones. I think just the commitment to the game for him has always been ridiculous, and people just been kind of waiting on him to get his opportunity. And he finally did, which is very great, if I'm being honest. So what this one really means is that we have established ourselves as a team that can beat pretty much anyone. I think anyone with any size of a football brain knows that we win that game with AD Mitchell not fucking up. So we should be 6-0, but we are 5-1. We did lose. I kind of thought this game might be a little bit of a trap game, as I talked about in my last podcast, but I think we handled it well. It could have very easily been one. I mean, we got the Chargers next week, 4 o'clock, 4:05, whatever it is. So it's not likely that we go out and beat the Chargers, but we certainly could go out and beat the Chargers. Understand what I'm saying? And yeah, I think that if we beat the Chargers and we're 6-1, right? There was still I seen somebody earlier. This is what I read on Twitter earlier, and I just need to share it with you. Okay, so gotta go back to the original post. Okay, this person says the 2025 Colts would look no different if Anthony Richardson was starting. Healthy Jonathan Taylor, adding Tyler Warren, healthy weapons, better defense. Daniel Jones is getting way too much of the credit. If A-Rich was healthy, they'd be in the same position. Now, this is just not true, right? I mean, because we watch Anthony Richardson play football. So I replied with this. I said, tell me you don't actually watch the Colts without telling me. I mean, did you see the pass he had in the game where he passed it to himself? That's classic AR. I love him, and would love for him to do good, but he beats himself. He misses open receivers. He gets absolutely blindsided by free runners when a high school quarterback would have seen that blitz. And at the end of the day, he lost all the trust of his coaches. And that is what truly matters. No matter how much the Colts media gets up there and said, oh, yeah, we still have all the trust in Anthony in the world. They don't, because he's not starting as the quarterback Daniel Jones is. So they don't have all the trust in the world in him. If they did, they would start him, okay? They have enough trust in him to be the backup, but that's not all the trust in the world. No, it isn't. Okay. They had all the trust in the world for a couple of years there, and he let them down. All right, moving right along. We are 5-1. Just appreciate what Daniel Jones is for what he is, and that is currently top 5 in almost every single category: passing yards, QBR, completion percentage. While AR was never that, actually in the bottom 5 with the same weapons minus Tyler Warren. I was just shocked and pissed as anybody when they announced DJ as a starter. However, I was very, very clearly wrong. Obviously, 2 more wins, and he's won the same number of games as AR did in 2 years. Daniel Jones was the clear pick here because he's clearly the better quarterback. He needed a new situation. He needed a new coaching staff, a new environment. And when he got that, he has thrived. We have lost 1 game and we were supposed to win it. So I don't understand why people are still thinking this. And if Anthony Richardson, I swear to God, if he gets put in the game and he does good, I will be over the hill about that. But he has not done that to this point. Has he had good moments? Absolutely. Has he had even great games? 100%. But obviously, clearly to anyone, Daniel Jones is the starter. Let's go over a couple stats, and he should be. Go over just a couple stats real quick here. So, the Colts are averaging 355 yards on 58 plays. That's 6.1 yards per play. Cardinals averaged 400 yards on 70 plays. That's 5.7 yards per play. Despite more total yards, Arizona's efficiency was slightly lower. Look at that. Running efficiency. Colts 27 carries for 150 yards. That's 5.6 yards per carry. Cardinals, as a team, had 24 carries for 88 yards. So 3.7 yards per carry. That's not very good at all. That's a big edge to Indy's ground game in efficiency. 3rd and 4th down. Colts were 4-8 on 3rd down. It's not great. That's only 50%. Cardinals were 9 for 14. That's way better. That's 64%. On 4th downs, the Colts did not attempt. The Cardinals went 0-1. Arizona was more successful on 3rd down overall, but their lone 4th down conversion failure came out to a critical point of the game, and that's the end of the game. The Cardinals were 3-6 in red zone efficiency, while the Colts defense made 3 stops in the red zone, and that is what matters at the end of the day. Our defense might not be well rounded as it could be, but it's good enough at the end of the day, and that is what matters. The time of possession, the Cardinals had it. They had it for 32 minutes and 5 seconds, and we had it only for 27 minutes and 55 seconds. Arizona held the ball more, but Indy made their possessions count. No punts in the third and fourth quarter for both offenses were moving the ball consistently in the second half. Each team threw one interception. The Colts forced a turnover on fourth and downs at the end, though. Mekhi Blackman's interception of Brissett was a monumental shifter. Red zone stops as leverage because the Colts reached the end zone or the red zone 6 times, but only converted half. Each defensive stop became high leverage. The Colts' ability to limit Arizona's red zone efficiency erased much of the yardage advantage. Arizona's offense outgained Indy 400 yards to 355 yards, but the Colts' efficiency in yards per play in the red zone and situational defense tilted the result. The Colts leaned on their running game, and Colts running back Kyler, or goodness sakes. The Colts leaned on their running game, and Taylor's explosiveness and short yard/goal line situations paid off. The difference in the red zone execution, Colts perfect versus Cardinals inconsistent, stands out as a key point. Well, what all that means is in the moment, and I kind of wrote all that out so that you would understand that statistically this game was a pretty close, like I thought it was going to be, but we made the plays when it mattered. We did better than them on some categories, but we made the plays when it really mattered. And I think that's what matters, dude. This team is awesome. I love this team. I've never been more excited as a Colts fan in a long time. Going to a game soon, and I'm super excited about that. So yeah, man, let's move on a little bit here to some other stories. So just for starters here, this Rico Dowell guy, he got 183 yards versus the Panthers in Dallas. Or excuse me, as the Panthers edged versus Dallas. So Bryce Young threw 3 touchdowns, and rookie McMillan caught 2 of them. That Panthers team is going crazy. That Rico Dowell dude is going absolutely freaking nuts. The Bucks roll. Baker Mayfield continues his hot streak. Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback in the NFL today. In this moment, Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback in the NFL, followed actually by Josh Allen, and then Daniel Jones. And then after that, Patrick Mahomes. And then, who knows? Who cares? Anyway, I do love Baker Mayfield. That dude will do anything to save his team and to make his team win the game. That game. I think the last 4 games have come down to like the last possession or whatever, and they've won every single one, obviously. So Baker is just awesome. If not the Colts win the Super Bowl, I hope the Bucks do. They are my secondary team, however. NFL leadership surges to 15-year high. Through week 5, the average attendance per game or audience per game is 18.58 million. Highest since 2010 and up 8% from 2024. That's pretty cool. Halftime shows become global strategy at international games. The NFL is beefing up its international presence by booking major acts for halftime and overseas game. In London, rapper Giggs headlined the show at the Jets vs Broncos matchup. The NFL is really trying to expand all of it, like trying to get out there, London, all that, and even expand the people who are like we have Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. Like they're trying to get international with this thing, man. Brian Branch under scrutiny after post-game brawl. I don't know if you've seen this, but Lions safety Brian Branch punched Chiefs wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster after the game, sparking a large fight. He's now facing possible league discipline. That I don't know if you've seen that clip, but that clip was, ridiculous. I'll say it was one of the worst like actual brawls I've seen, and I'm not exactly sure what it all broke out for, but it was very nuts, man. And I really kind of can't believe it. Um, but yeah, that kind of wraps up today's show. I want to talk about one more thing before we go. Give me just one. I think the Colts will go on a run this year. My prediction is the Colts win probably 14 games, um, something like that, and I think we win the AFC Championship. Just remember this. Remember, timestamp this. Remember this. Okay, we will win the AFC Championship this year. As long as we continue on the same pace we're going. I appreciate you guys for watching, for tuning in. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day.